Lesson 6.3, exponential functions. All right, starting off example 1, identifying functions. Does each table represent a linear or an exponential function? Okay, well, we've worked with linear before, okay, and if we look at part A, this is an example of a linear function. Now, why is that? Because to go from the first value to the next one, you add 1. Then I add 1 again. Then I add 1 again. For the y values, I add 2. Oops, add 2. Add 2. Okay, so there's a common difference between each of the x values, and there's a common difference between each of the y values. And if that's the case, it's a linear function. Okay, going to part B, look at the x values. What's happening here? I'm adding 1. I'm adding 1. I'm adding 1. What's going on here? I'm adding 4, then I add 8, then I add 16. This is definitely not linear, right? What does it mean to be exponential, though? Okay, well, you'll notice that if I take 4, and if you multiply it by 2, you get the next value. If you take 8 and multiply it by 2, you get the next value. If you take 16 and multiply by 2, you get the next value. And if that's the case, then it is an exponential function. Okay. For the x values, there's a common difference. All right, that's not as important as the y values. For a linear function, the y values, there's a common difference. For the y values in an exponential function, there's a common multiple. All right, that's the big idea. Going on to example 2. Evaluating exponential functions. All right, so evaluating, all we have to do is plug in the value for x that they give us. Let's plug the value for x in, and I get y is equal to negative 2 times 5 to the third power. Okay, now do not multiply negative 2 times 5. Okay, first thing you have to do, all right, if you remember PEMDAS, first thing you have to do is exponents. All right, parentheses, exponents. So we have 5 to the third power. That's 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. And I don't know why I wrote a 1 there. All right, so now I have negative 2 times 125, which is negative 250. Done. For the next one, plugging negative 2 in. Okay, how do you raise something to a negative power? Well, based off of what we learned in previous lessons, I could convert this into a positive power by bringing it down to the denominator position. All right, so now it's positive. So now I have 0.5 times 0.5, which would be 0.25. All right, just think of it this way in terms of money. How many quarters will fit into $3? All right, well, that's going to be 12 quarters. All right, pretty simple stuff. All right, now that's actually it for the lesson. All right, just make sure to ask questions if you have any. Begin the assignment at the bottom of the webpage.